Now, before we begin, I want to summarize what has been a blockbuster week, one where we've learned a great deal about how our country really works. Now, this week, we've established the following facts. Fact 1. Last night, we heard a former U.S. Secretary of State, who also was head of the CIA, tell us that when the Trump administration tried to learn the truth about the origins of COVID, it faced opposition from its own career staff.
We overcame lots of internal bureaucracy and lots of internal debate from NIH, folks who were trying to suppress what we're doing at the State Department as well. We worked diligently to get the intelligence community to declassify more, but there were folks all over the community who just didn't want to talk about this. They didn't want the world to know that the Chinese Communist Party was in the process of covering up what turns out to have been several million losses of life.
Well, he didn't want to answer that, so let other people decide about motives. Fact 2. This week we saw emails from Dr. Fauci showing that he was warned about the possibility that this virus leaked from a CCP-controlled lab. But rather than trying to get to the truth about what had happened, he provided political cover for the CCP, while at the same time maintaining close relations with his colleagues in China. And last night, Secretary Pompeo let him have it.
He implies good faith for the Chinese Communist Party, Laura. Here we are on the 32nd anniversary of Tiananmen Square, where we saw the brutality of this regime, a regime that doesn't care about human life. For Dr. Fauci to go out and think for a moment that the Chinese Communist Party cared that there were people in Wuhan that were dying is just naive beyond all possible imagination.
Fact number 3, we know, beyond any doubt, that the Wuhan lab, the same lab where this virus may have been developed, was funded in part by your tax money. Now, that lab was conducting experiments to make diseases more pathogenic. And again, we were helping to pay for it. Together, these facts show that our government, paid for with our money, is apparently more concerned about helping the CCP than it is about protecting our own national interest. This is absolutely intolerable. Let us be very clear. We know the CCP is an evil dictatorship that wants to destroy freedom everywhere on earth, including the U.S. It murders and imprisons innocent people every day. It's crushed freedom in Hong Kong, it's committing genocide against the Uyghurs, and it has enormous support from high-ranking U.S. officials nonetheless. We've warned you already that many of our elites, including in our media, big tech companies, Hollywood, top universities, celebrities, have acted as the CCP's allies. And now we know that the CCP's power reaches into our own government. Now, I know our country has disagreements, and that's fine, but can we not come together to ensure that our government is free from the taint of CCP influence? Can any American honestly say that it's good for our top officials to care more about protecting the reputations of their friends in China than about telling the truth to the American people? Now, going forward, every member of Congress, I don't care what political party you represent, must be vigilant to ensure that never again does an American Secretary of State have to wonder about whether his own people are interested in telling the truth about China. Now, this won't be an easy task, but after this week, we have no choice but to take it on.